Hey everyone, it's Susie Lee with Ballerina Boutique, and I have a really cool craft. I am going to be making a cowgirl hat, but I'm not going to be burning it. I'm going to be doing a cowgirl hat with Essential Stencil. Okay, so the other day I was at Hobby Lobby and I bought a couple of these hats. Not that I needed more hats because I still have a lot of hats to burn and all the things, but being an ambassador for Essential Stencil, I got their kit, and let me just tell you, it's a plethora of wonderfulness. Because here's the thing, you can take the wording on it and you can mix and match it with some of the patterns that they give you, and it fits perfectly around the brim of a cowgirl hat. I love, of all the cowgirl hats I have purchased thus far, even the ones on Amazon, this to me is a really good quality. It's soft, it's velvety soft, it's felted well, and what I like about it as a crafter, as a hat designer here, is there's no band. You put your own band on. You know, you don't have to take it off and worry about it showing through and glue and all the things. You just do your own thing. And so, and the other thing I like about it, see inside here, this is elastic. So when you put that on your head and you're outside in the wind or whatever, it's not going to fall off your head. It's going to be nice and tight. Now, if you didn't like this elastic, it would be easy enough to clip out. If that bothered you, I mean, if it was too tight or whatever on your head, you could clip that right out. That's not a problem. But I thought that was a really neat feature that they put into the Hobby Lobby cowgirl hats. I'm going to be using some Totally Dazzled on it tonight, some lace, and we're going to make this kind of a, this is bridal, well, they call it bridal season, June bride, right? Well, in reality, October is dealing with brides for many, many years. I know that October is the month of choice for weddings. Mine was in October, but it's a big wedding month. October is. But we're going to be making this kind of like a bridal cowgirl hat. I'm going to use this soft Essential stencil brush. They're very, very, very soft and they're very dense, and I like that. Getting in to the stencils. Let me show you the stencil that we're going to be using tonight. This is the one I chose for a bride. It lends itself more to a bridal hat. Cowgirl hats are all the rage right now. Let me just show you on the dark sheet here. This will fit on the side of the hat right here, okay? And it's just a pretty, they don't look like roses, they look more like magnolias or something like that. But I love that. So we're gonna put, that's gonna go on this side of the hat. Now the front of the hat has the indents in it. If you've never done a hat and you don't know where to start, the indents is where the front of the hat is, and it comes to a point at the front. So that's the front, and that's how you know. Here is what it says. She is clothed with strength and dignity. I love that. This is scripture here. And this one says, and she laughs without fear of the future. Isn't that cool? I got this lace. Let me show you this beautiful lace I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to be using this lace. Now I had to take this lace because it's wide. See how wide that is? I had to take it and cut it down. All I did was I cut it on my little cutting mat here. If you have a rotary cutter, you can do it that way. I did it with a scissor. I just taped it down and I cut a piece that's about 2 inches wide so that it'll fit around the brim of the hat without interfering with these little indents on the hat. Let me show you the indents I'm talking about. You're probably like, what are you talking about, Susie? There's these little indents. See the little indents in the hat side there? Yeah. We do not want the lace to go up around the indents because then they just kind of flap around and it doesn't lay nice and smooth and flat. What I'm going to do with this, so we're going to have a big bow in the back. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to measure it. I'm going to make a nice big loop on one side. I'll loop on this side. I'm just trying to make both loops even here so that the tails are even, right? And I'm just going to make a shoelace bow. I'm going to take one of those and pull it through the hole. and I'm going to pull it nice and tight. Okay, so I'm going to fluff this out real pretty. Like, this is the most gorgeous lace from Hobby Lobby. They have the prettiest, don't they? I mean, look, and it stands up nice. It's got some body to it, right? So that's going to go back here when all is said and done. Isn't that pretty already? What a pretty wedding hat that will be, right? So we're just going to set that aside. I don't know why in my head I would like it to be like a charcoal gray. I pulled out this brown, but here's the thing. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, right? Okay, I have a little bit left of my coal black Fusion Mineral Paint, and we're gonna dab out a little here. And as you know, with stenciling, you don't need very much. I pour a little bit out on my palette, just a little, because I would like it to be a charcoal gray. Getting in there. It's turning a nice charcoal gray. Now you always have to remember that your acrylic paints, all your paints, any paint, will turn darker once it dries. So make sure you get it really mixed well. I might have to add just a speck more black. The color that I'm going to be using of metal on here from Totally Dazzled is going to be silver. Okay, like I said, it does dry darker, like a whole shade darker. All right. So we've got this little stencil brush from Essential Stencil, and I'm just going to tape this on here, on the side here, just like this. This is a good painter's tape from the Dollar Tree if you've never used it. I like it. It really has some stickum to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little stencil brush, and as I always say, I'm going to goober it up. And then you take most of it off. Wax on, wax off, Danielson. So you can take a lot of it off. And I'm just going to get in here with these flowers on the side of the hat. And I'm just going to start with a little pounce. Now, some people like to swirl, some people like to pounce. I'm going to start with a little dry pounce. And once I get some of this off my brush, I might swirl a little bit of it. But right now, I'm a little afraid that it might bleed. So we don't want that. That's the ticket, right? Your best bet is to just pounce away until you're 100% sure that your brush is dry as a bone. And then you can maybe do a little swirling. Kind of like pouncing because I feel like it gets darker. Some people pounce, some people swirl. You can go back once your brush is clean or drier. You can go back and give it a swipe or two.
Let me know in the comments what color paint you would have chosen for this cowgirl hat.
I'm gonna do the big reveal amundo here with, oh yeah. I'm so glad I went with the gray, seriously. Don't second guess yourself. If you have an idea, you want to do something, you know when it's right. I always say that. You know when it's right, you know when it's not. I love this gray. It's very pretty. And it's going to dry a little bit, just a little bit darker. How gorgeous that is, guys. I absolutely love that stencil. That is so pretty. Just sweet perfection, right? Okay, well, we got one done. I should probably just dry this slightly in case it touches and smears. It shouldn't. But man, is that gray pretty. Okay, here we go. I love Essential Stencil stencils. The mills on it, it's nice, it's thick, it's easy to clean. They connect. If you know what I'm talking about, they connect when you go to clean them or scrub them. You're not ripping, you know, the stencil apart because they connect well, amazingly. So and I love that about the Essential Stencil. I've been a fan for a while. Just pushing it down with my finger to make sure that I got it down well.
Enjoying this video? What are you waiting for? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe.
All right, so let's lift. Yep, it's perfect. Literally couldn't do it any more perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the beginning of the scripture right here. So like reading left to right, right? That's how we're going to do it. Make sure I don't have anything on my desk. Now, here's the thing. This was designed to go back here, snug, the way the hat fits. It's not going to fit perfectly up along that part of the hat. It's still going to do this. It's still going to fit on here. It's just not going to fit the same way it would if you had it in the back. See what I'm saying? There'll be a little bit of a gap there between the hat band and the stencil, but that's okay because it still fits on there. Okie dokie. It looks really good. Look at how neat and clean that is. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Love it. I'm so glad I went with this color. I cannot tell you how glad I am. It looks so pretty. Do I spray the stencil so it's sticky a little bit? I do not. I just put a little bit of this painter's tape from the Dollar Tree on the side, on each end, and I hold it down with my hand. I just held it down with my hand so that it was flush with the hat, and it's literally no bleed, no nothing. I mean, it's perfect. If you can see it up close, it's really looks good. I already made this hat band. See, this is wide. I cut it down to 2 inches. This is probably about 4 inches wide or more. So I cut it down. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the hat band on first. Okay. Can you see how pretty that band is on there? Pretty little lace band all the way around. No gaps or anything like that.
And adhere the bow with a little dab of hot glue.
Okay, look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. Okay, doing a just an upward angle for the bow. I prefer that. Just gonna eyeball this close as I can. Maybe a little bit more on this one. That's how the moms get the bangs all messed up, because they go, oh, just a little bit more. A little more on this side. Oh, a little more on that side. Ruh-roh. Next thing you know, kid's got no bangs. All right, so in addition to this, in the middle of this bow, I've got a beautiful white rose from Hobby Lobby. It's the foam ones that I usually tea stain or coffee stain or whatever. And I'm just going to put this right back here, and I'm going to add a little bit of Totally Dazzled. Don't you know? Don't you know? I am. Right here, back here, I'm going to add the rose. And I've got a gorgeous piece of Totally Dazzled for the front because it's you know it's a blingy bride. Hopefully. I don't know. This isn't for somebody particular. This will go for sale in my Etsy shop, or if someone contacts me, it's always available until it's not. Not like I can't make another one, right? All right, so look at how pretty that is with the rose back there. I love that. I love that. Okay, so the piece that I'm going to put, I've got 1 minute, so I'm not going to be able to finish, but I am going to put this Totally Dazzled piece right here. It's like the star of the show, kind of, right in the front here. Let me show you how that looks. We're going to put that right over the lace in the front. Just like that. And it will look like that. Isn't that gorgeous? What Western bride wouldn't love that? Country Western, right? I love, love, love how that turned out. Make sure that you check out Essential Stencil for their hat. They sell them separately and they sell them in a bundle. I got the bundle. So you're going to be seeing lots of hats in my Etsy shop, and I will be doing YouTube videos for Essential Stencil and whatnot. So make sure you check them out. Love you all, guys. Have a great rest of your night.
This breathtaking bridal cowgirl hat by Bellalina Boutique and Essential Stencil is all about the Proverbs 31 woman. She's clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. It makes a statement for the bride who loves the Lord and the husband he gave her.